So you're Derrick Broze, and I believe you live in Mexico, and you've come all the way over to Bath in the UK for the Better Way conference. First of all, I suppose the obvious question is what's so important about this that you've made that very long journey?
Yeah, well, thank you for your interest in talking with me. You know, I've been speaking publicly at events for about a decade now, and over the last year and a half, 2 years, with all the COVID insanity going on, I've decided that I'm only doing events that are solutions focused. So, you know, I could stay at home and talk about the problems if I want to, but what's most important to me is connecting to people face to face, and specifically connecting with people who are ready to do something about the problems. And so an event like the Better Way conference is right up the alley of what I'm trying to be a part of and do, and connect with people who understand the problems and, more importantly, are proactively looking for what are the solutions, health-wise, financially, spiritually, whatever. You know, those are the people that I want to be around and I want to work with.
Great. So I came across you for the first time about 2.5 years ago, start of 2021, when you were organising, your big conferences, which they go international, don't they?
Yeah,
it's all about teaching people how to be independent of big business, big state, and trying to take back a bit of personal sovereignty, really.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you want to...
Sure. I mean, so as I said, like I'm only trying to participate or be involved in solutions-focused events, and in 2020, after the Great Reset announcement came in June 2020, you had now King Charles and the World Economic Forum and all these folks talking about a need to reset capitalism and all these things. From my perspective, it seemed like a lot of our movements, the health freedom movement in general, around the world, but specifically I'll say in the States where I'm from, were consumed by fear. There were so many people that were kind of in a panic. You know, lockdowns are going on, people are hearing about vaccines coming, now the Great Reset. And myself and the organization I work with, the Freedom Cell Network, we started to think, like, what can we do to not only try to give people some hope, and not a false hope though, but realistically, what can we do tangibly to help provide solutions? And so we came up with this idea of what we call the Greater Reset, or the People's Reset. TheGreaterReset.org is the website. And so we meet every January. We started meeting, the first one was January 2021. We just had our 4th one this year, and we'll be having the 5th event in January 2024. And we meet at the exact same time as the World Economic Forum meets in Davos, Switzerland. So you have an option. You can listen to what Klaus Schwab and all those folks are going to talk about, You'll Own Nothing to Be Happy, or you can tune into 5 days of solutions-focused talks. We talk about mental, physical, spiritual health. We talk about getting off big tech. We talk about permaculture and growing your own food. We talk about community building, people who already maybe have homesteads and growing their own food, share their examples. We talk about building parallel networks, whether that's homeschooling or alternative currencies and all kinds of ideas like that. And we really try to look for folks who are really the cutting edge in those areas. So maybe some more well-known people, but also people who are lesser known but are just doing brilliant work, and, you know, people we want to highlight. And it's been, I can honestly say it's been one of the most magical things that I've been involved in. We just had our event in January. We had about 350 people show up in Mexico from 15 different countries, and we streamed to tens of thousands of people online. And everywhere we go, we're meeting people who have tuned into the Greater Reset or who took inspiration from it, and, you know, they watched 1 year and then they went and started implementing the ideas. We call it the Greater Reset activation, right? Because we consider it has elements of a conference or a festival, or, you know, but really we consider it to be an activation, because the goal is not just to tune in passively and kind of watch and then go about your life. But the idea is, in the best case scenario, that somebody can tune in, they can listen to 5 days of informative talks, get all the info they need, and if they're serious, start implementing these ideas in their lives. And so from 1 year to the next, we're seeing our community actually progress towards more freedom, towards more sovereignty. And I can even say for myself, from year 1 of talking about wanting to get land to now we've bought land, and so we can kind of see the trajectory in the event itself, that not only are our speakers and our attendees coming and learning and sharing ideas, but we're actually moving forward, you know, because I get invited to speak at a lot of events, and it's great. It's a humbling experience to be invited to speak around the world, But ultimately, my goal is to change the world. You know, I don't want to just spend my life speaking at events and patting ourselves on the back.
It needs changing.
We want actually to change things, right? So to be a part of an event that is inspiring people and motivating people and activating people to change their lives, it's very empowering.
Okay, well, it's working, because I can say for myself that after watching your Greater Reset sort of program in early 2021, I've started growing vegetables. It's not something I'd ever think I'd be doing.
Sure.
I've got potatoes in the ground, only in my little back garden, backyard kind of thing. Gave them a water this morning before coming up here.
Awesome.
And I've been talking about this on my YouTube channel, and I can tell you there's other people who have started growing things in their gardens thanks to me, and me thanks to you. So
we're all inspiring each other.
What you're doing is working, and that's just in the area of food production. Sure. Then you've got all these other things, health, which is what this is all about really this weekend. And you know, I'm in touch with people who talk about alternative finance, sort of things that you can do, investments, and all of the rest of it. It's just such a fantastic thing to see.
We're all looking for answers, right? And none of us know the perfect answer that's going to work for anybody. But I think, like you said, what's important is we inspire each other, we learn from each other, and whether you live in the US or Mexico or the UK or Germany or Australia, we can take inspiration from each other and take what works for us in our backyards and implement it, and then keep inspiring more people. Yeah,
that's great. And I really resonate with your philosophy of solutions-based things, rather than just sort of sitting around complaining about the problems. I'm an electrician by trade. This is all I do. All this in my spare time, you know, to help out the freedom movement. But by day, I'm an electrician, and it'd be a little bit like me going into a job, seeing someone who's got faulty lights, and going, "Oh yeah, you got a loose wire there that's shorting out. That's your problem. See ya." And off I go, and they'd be, "No, hang on, you've got to fix it. Where's the solution?" And so because of that, I'm very solution focused, and it's great to talk to guys like you who we all know what the problems are. But we need solutions. And
I think it's so important right now, right? I mean, like I said, I'm only doing events that are solutions focused because I feel like I could, rather than taking a 15-hour flight, I could stay at home and talk about the problems if that's all I was going to do here, right? But it's important for me to make the face-to-face connection with other human beings who care about these topics, to talk to people at home and see where it's going to go, because I don't think any of us really know what the next stage looks like, but we know that we need to build something, that we need something new, and that we need solutions. So that's what I put my energy into.
That's great. And probably a good point to wrap up. I've got to thank you for making that huge flight over here, 15 hours on a plane. It's not fun, is it? Really?
It was an adventure for sure.
But I want to thank you for coming over to the UK and telling us all about what you do. And just tell us what your website is again, please.
If you're interested in the Freedom Cell Network, freedomcells.org. But my main website for my journalism, for my documentaries, content, interviews, etc., is theconsciousresistance.com.
theconsciousresistance.com. Right, well, Derrick Broze, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.